Good morning. I was originally planning on leaving by 7, which is right when the sun rises. It was like at 7:30 at the latest, which it is now 7. It is cold, y'all. Guess I'll be leaving by 8. I still got to make breakfast and change. Whew. Okay, this is the start of Passage 9. I'm going to the north boundary and beyond today. Going to climb up that ridge and hike on back there. So here we go. Okay, on trail. It is 8 a.m. on Sunday, January 14th. So day 2 of my 3-day hike here. And I'll be doing Passage 9 today. So where I camped at was the boundary to Saguaro National Park, which is also the start of Passage 9 into Passage 8. Which I did all of yesterday. It's already feeling a little warmer with the sun out. I'm sure I'll have to shed this puffy at some point. I'm also wearing pants, which right now I'm glad. But I'm sure at some point today I'll have to change because it is supposed to be getting back up into the mid-60s. So, and once I start climbing, I'm gonna get so hot. And for those of you wondering why Saguaro National Park, these are saguaro, the giant classic cactus, and they are huge. So this one right here I am, a little bit of reference. For this passage on the AZT, you do need a permit. They're really easy to get though. You need the national park permit. So if you have an annual pass, that works. Otherwise, it's $15 for a hiker or biker for 7 days. So I'd recommend at least purchasing it at like the Gabe Zimmerman trailhead where you still have cell service. I only had one bar last night at the boundary line, and I don't think it would have been enough to make a purchase. So get it a couple days in advance. It's good for 7 days. During hiker season, they do check. So definitely have it saved to your phone or print it out. The other thing is there's only 2 designated campsites, Grass Shack and Manning Camp. There's no way I was going to make it to Grass Shack last night. But you also need a separate permit for that. And for through hikers during the peak season, there's actually a permit. You don't need to select a specific date. It's like a 2-week window. I believe it's like $8. And then there's group sites at both of those campsites for through hikers. If you don't want to camp there, you can do what I did, camp at the boundary and hike all the way through the park and only pay the $15. I'm glad that I camped there. It's lower elevation than both Grass Shack and Manning Camp. And I was cold enough as it was. Like, I was comfortable, warm most of the night, but it definitely got chilly. But it would have been much colder if I were up at 8,000 elevation. So I just sucked it up this morning. Less than 2 miles in, I've already changed into my shorts, out of my hoodie and my puffy I know myself. I know I get hot. Why do I think I'm going to be freezing when I'm hiking? Ah, yeah. There's still these pools down here, which gives me a bit more confidence that there's water up at Grass Shack. I don't need water right now, but I will by the time I get there. First traces of snow. It rained on Thursday, which means it snowed in the mountains. And when I left my house yesterday, I could still see a little bit of snow on the north side of the range. So we'll see how much is actually there by the time I start the end of my day. Three more miles to Grass Shack. Then I'm halfway-ish done with my day. I should get there by noon. Yeah, we'll see. Yay! Look at that lovely water. Awesome. I am going to take a little break. It's a bear box. There's also a toilet up here. Look at that. Okay, it is 4.3 miles to Manning Camp. But then from here, it's 6 miles to the top of the climb. 3,000 foot elevation between here and there. So it's not too bad. This is somewhat graded for equestrian use. People do ride their horses up here, so shouldn't be too steep, but I don't know. That first climb this morning was pretty brutal. First thing in the morning. The rest of the day has been pretty cruisy though. So yeah, let's see if I can make it up and over. So I hadn't seen anyone since the last turnoff before Grass Shack. Which that was a runner and then a group of 4 backpackers. I'm guessing they camped at Grass Shack and then came down, and then past there, I haven't seen footprints at all. But I just ran into a guy who's going south. Y'all, it's gonna get real snowy here. Doesn't sound like it's too deep, it's just the entire trail. So these next miles may be slow going as I go up and over Micah. So we'll see. There might be some night hiking in my future, depending on how slow this goes. 2 miles to go to Manning Camp. And then 2 more miles to the summit. And then 2 more miles down. And it's all gonna be like this. Made it to the pine trees. Yay! This deer and I almost ran right into each other. I backed up, but he totally didn't notice me at all. My friend got a little off track here and started going this way, and eventually up and over that and down to where the actual trail connects, which I came up. I imagine that this was way worse on him. It was still new snow for me, but doesn't look nearly as deep. Okay, I grabbed a liter of water from Manning Camp at the horse trough. It was partially frozen. I had to push the ice down so I could scoop it. It's very cold. The wind also picked up. So I am chilly, but it's only 1.5 miles to the top. And then just straight down. It's 3 o'clock. So a little bit longer than I thought. But with this much snow, figured I'd be slow. So I'm just going to try to push these 1.5 miles to the top and then kind of ski my way down. Well, I made it to the cutoff. It's only a short hike up to the summit. But I am so tired. And yeah, there's still so much snow and more ahead of me. So I'm going to leave it and hike up here some other time when maybe there's not any snow on the ground. So close to that sunny, no snowy place, yet so far away. I changed into my tights because my calves were getting tore up by the snow and freezing, of course. Should have brought some gaiters. Found a nice little campsite. There's still some patches of snow around me, but much lower than where I was at earlier.